Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Letha. All right, so you're doing a integrated writing task at better TOEFL scores. Now, one thing I want to tell you right away, I think I may have solved the problem with the other website, stealth at bettertoeflscores.com. I can see that you've tried to get into that site, but you weren't able to get past the registration. But try one more time using creating your own account and then typing in that password that I told you to get into the site, and let me know if that works. You'll see in there I have several different integrated practice tests that you can take directly at that site. Alright, let's see what you have. Okay, so the question is from Barron's 5th Model Test Integrated Writing Task. If you can see it in check, I will be thankful. I'm really scared of the integrated writing part. Sometimes I will miss some points. Unfortunately, I don't actually have that book, so I cannot really verify that you have included the most important points from the lecture or the reading passage, but still I can give you an idea on how organized or how well you're organizing your ideas. So let's take a look at what you say here. The lecture states that there are several opinions about the way we teach discipline in children. The lecture supports to encourage children when they do the right thing and make them understand how bad it will be if they do it in the wrong way so they don't get hurt. On the other hand, the reading explains the different strategy to make punishment, giving preference to the management techniques. Maybe not. I'm not sure that you're really accurately combining these two sources, but I'm not sure what the question is. Is it how is the information in the lecture related to the information in the reading? Is it in what way does the information in the listening cast doubt on the information in the reading? I'm not exactly sure your question is, but I don't see the connection of explaining exactly what the relationship is. For example, you say in the first line the lecture supports what? The reading passage? So if it does, you want to make sure you put that there. That's very important. On the other hand, okay, let's go to the second paragraph. The lecture points out that there are many controversies going on about the teachings of discipline. Some psychologist says discipline means to teach, not to harm. Discipline relates to self-esteem. He says when children do right things, appreciate it and show him the importance of doing it right. I don't think you have when children do appreciate and show him the importance of. Now I think when you say he says, you're saying he says that. So you have to have a subject and a verb that goes with that. The when introduces children and do. So you haven't really fully completed that sentence. You have after that. So indirectly he will understand its other side. In contrast, the reading passage describes the different methods to teach discipline. The main strategy is to use power that includes physical punishment, threat of physical punishment, taking away some privileges from children which they like. It's surprising that power strategy will make children more disciplined than any other strategy, but it will create self-esteem in children. Another way is neglecting the child, refuse to communicate with the child. It will help the child to self-disciplined, but the children will be nervous, insecure, and depend on others. Overall, the most successful strategy is the management techniques with set of rules. A parent should praise with explanation. We should stick with consistency with the rules and regulation. You better sit down with this one before I give you your score. I don't want to shock you here. I don't know. I'm looking at the rubric. So 5 says a response at this level successfully selects the important information from the lecture and coherently and accurately presents this information in relation to the relevant information presented in the reading. The response is well organized, and occasional language errors that are present do not result in inaccurate or imprecise presentation of content or connections. I don't think you do that Unfortunately, there's not a good, strong connection of ideas. I don't really understand when you discuss the listening how it is different or similar to the information in the reading passage. And in the reading passage, I'm not sure how that works. And I don't know, I'm assuming that you read the reading passage and you listened to the lecture, which means I would probably have discussed the reading before I got to the lecture, or at least focus. If you want to focus on the listening, make sure you focus it and you include points, major points from the listening, and you show how they are similar or different to major points in the reading. So there's not really a connection. It's kind of like you're separately writing about the reading and you're separately writing about the listening, but you're not really combining these things. So 4 says, a response at this level is generally good in selecting the important information from the lecture and in coherently and accurately presenting this information in relation to the relative information in the reading. No, you have not done that either, unfortunately. Let's go to 3. A response at this level contains some important information from the lecture and conveys some relevant connection to the reading, but is marked by 1 or 4 of the following. Although the response is oriented to the task, it conveys only vague, global, unclear, and somewhat imprecise connections of points made in the lecture to points made in the reading. The response may omit one key point made in the lecture. I don't know about that because I don't have the lecture. Some key points made in the lecture or the reading or connections between the two may be incomplete, inaccurate, or imprecise. Errors of language and or grammar may be more frequent or may result in noticeably vague expressions or obscure meaning. Yes! Now the question is, are you going to score lower than 3? Let me look at 2. So I figured it out. I have definitely figured out where you are with this one. You're between 3. You're between 2 and 3. You're probably no higher than 3, and for sure you're no lower than 2. But let me look at 2 and see if you're better than this. It says a response at this level contains some relevant information from the lecture, but is marked by significant language difficulties or by significant omission or inaccuracy of important ideas from the lecture or in the connections between the lecture and the reading. Yes. I'm going to say in the 2, unfortunately. So you're probably, I don't know, 2.0 to 2.5 out of 5 on this particular task. So not a strong connection of ideas between the lecture and the reading, and you had a great deal of vocabulary, grammar, word choice, sentence structure type problems. Did you know this? I mean, you probably already know this, but as a writing assignment becomes more complex, your errors will increase in direct proportion to the complexity of the writing assignment. So the integrated writing assignment, which is a little bit more complex and analytical than the independent writing task, means that you'll probably make more grammar errors in that integrated writing task than you will when you're doing the independent writing task. Anyway, keep up the good work. I know you're working hard, and you're probably not very happy with this score, but you know what? At least you know where you are, right? You're moving forward, which is a good point. You're finding your weaknesses. You're figuring out the problems that you're having, and at least once you know your problems, you can begin solving them. So keep your head up, keep focused, keep working hard, and you will continue to move forward with your TOEFL goals.